morning students. Once again welcome back to computer science class. Today here I am going to explain you about data types. Okay, data types are a very important topic in C programming, because without data types we cannot define, we cannot declare, we cannot use variable in C programming. Okay, so these are the basic building blocks in C programming. So whenever you are declaring any variable, according to C programming rule, it is compulsory that you have to give a data type of that variable. Okay, so if you want to do any program with a variable, so data type is compulsory. Okay, so that is why this data types topic is called as the basic building blocks of C programming. Okay, so in this lecture we'll learn about what is a data type, how to use the data type when you are declaring a variable. Okay, and when you're printing that data type variable, how to print that variable, that we'll learn today. Okay, so first I'll define what is a data type. Actually, what is a data type is? Data type is nothing but it is a type of value. What it defines? It defines the type of value you are storing in a variable. Okay, type of value you are storing in a variable. Next, how much memory? How much memory it requires? How much memory it required? And next, what operations you can perform? What operations you can perform? The main purpose of a variable is what type of value you are storing in a variable, and how much memory it requires, and what operations you can perform that particular variable. That is a use of a data type. And one very important condition, that in C programming, if you want to declare any variable, it is a condition that each and every variable should have a particular data type. Without a data type, you cannot declare a variable, you cannot access a variable. So it is a compulsory, it is a condition. What is the condition? Whenever you are declaring any variable in the C programming, that variable should have a data type. What is the use of the data type? What information it will give to the compiler? It gives the information about what type of value the user want to store in that variable. The type of value storing in a variable. And whenever the user declaring any variable, how much memory a compiler can give. Either 2 bytes, 4 bytes, 8 bytes, 6 bytes. That type of information also you can give by using a data type. Okay, so operations, what type of operations you can perform is, if it is a float, what operations you can perform. It is a decimal value. If it is an integer, what operations you can perform. So 3 points it will specify. What type of value the user want to store, and how much memory it required, and what operations the user can perform that variable. That 3 information you can the compiler can decide by using a data type. Understood? Data type is a type of value you are storing in a variable. So in C programming, actually C programming is a rich of data type. Rich of data type means in C programming we have a number of data types. Okay, so number of data types, and each and every data type is meant for some specific purpose. Okay, so here now I will give you the list of data types available in C programming. And remember students, here this question they may ask in a short or they may ask in a essay. If they ask in a short, then just you give that diagram and a one-line definition you give with the syntax. But if in essay, if they are asking this question, each and every data type you need to explain. Okay, right. Here you have a list of data types, and you need to explain about each and every data type if you'll get this question in essay. But if it is in a short, if you'll give one-line answer, it is enough. Okay, so the total here basic data types, whatever data types are there in the C programming, are divided into 4 categories. Primitive data types, it is also called as a basic data type, primary data type, derived data types, user defined data types, valueless. Under valueless you have only void. Okay, so primitive data types, under primitive data types again you have int, float, char, double. Int, float, char, double. Under derived data types, array, function, pointers. User defined data types, structures, union, enumeration. Under valueless data type, void. Okay, so you take screenshot of this. Now we'll discuss about each and every data type, right? Now, primary data types. We'll discuss about primary data types now. Primary data types already I have explained. There are 4 types of primary data types. Int, actually you can write 3 only here. No need to write a 4th one. Int, float, character. Okay, again in int we have different types of data types. Int, short int, long int, short int, long int, again unsigned int, unsigned long int. For float, first you note down the int data types. Next I will explain the float. Float again we have 3 types. Float, double, long double. Okay, that we'll discuss. First you take screenshot of this. First you take, here only integer type data types. Again you have a float type also. Float again there are 3 types. After discussing this int, we'll go to the float. Here in integer again we have different categories already I have explained. So means when you have declared any variable as an integer, how much values it can store, and while printing how to print that, it is based on this table. Okay, so here type is a integer. Next signed int, long int, unsigned long int. So what is the difference between signed and unsigned is exactly if you have given like this, a equals to 10. There is no sign. So if there is no sign, additional bits are not needed. Whatever value you have given, that is a positive number. If it is unsigned, then a equals to minus 10. Example. Here it is a signed actually. It is unsigned. Signed means it is a negative number. Means if you have declared any variable as unsigned, then whatever variable value you are storing, that may be considered as a positive numbers. But if you have declared any variable as a signed, then what happened? Extra bits are needed to store that sign. Most probably it is a negative numbers, zeros and negative numbers. It is unsigned means it is a 0 positive numbers. Okay, unsigned, there is no sign. Signed means there is a symbol like a minus. If you have declared any variable as a signed integer, means one bit is required to store that symbol, and most probably it will store 0 and negative numbers. That is the difference between signed and unsigned. If it is a signed, that variable can hold 0 and negative numbers. It is a unsigned, that variable can hold 0 and positive numbers. Okay, so that is the difference between signed and unsigned. When you come to an integer, how many types of integers you have? Already I have given in the diagram 4. Int, signed int, long int and unsigned long int. If it is an integer, how many values you can store in that int? Means how many bytes that variable hold. Okay, 2 bytes. And again it is depends on the 16-bit processor, 32-bit processor. If it is, and whatever values I am giving, that is based on the 32-bit processor. If it is a 16-bit 16-bit processor, if it is a 32-bit processor, again this value will change. Whatever value here I have given, that is based on the 16-bit processor. Okay? Just you remember what is that 16-bit, 32-bit, later we will discuss. Right? Size. Means here size in a bytes. 2 bytes. Next, for sign it also 2 bytes. Long int 4 bytes of memory will give, and unsigned 4 bytes of memory will give. See if I declare like this, int a. So here it is a variable. What is the data type of that variable? Integer. So in this variable, how much values you can store? Here minus 32,768 2 plus 32,767 means here what is the maximum value? A equals to 32,767. Up to 767 I can store. If I'll try to store like 40,000, 50,000, it may generate an error. Means what it defines the maximum value, what maximum value you can store in that variable, and what type of value that is. That information you can give by using the integer data type. Clear? If it is an integer variable, you should store only the integer value. Okay, if it is an integer variable, just you note this table. Again, I will give the theory about this. So, when you come to an integer variable, so these are very, very important. See, if it is an integer variable, so how to declare an integer variable is like this. Int variable value. Variable equals to value. Or directly you can give like this. Int is a data type. Variable is a value. It's an identifier. Okay, like this. Int a. So when you declare this internally in the memory, you will get a block, and that block name is a, because here I have given a. As already explained, variables, a variable name can be a, a1, like that, but it should not start with the digit. So it is a valid variable. So whenever you declare the variable in the memory, you will get a block, a memory to that variable to hold the value. So here this variable, how much memory we are giving? It is an int. Int means how many bytes? Already I have explained. 2 bytes. 2 bytes of memory this variable will get. Okay. So in the definition what I have given, it defines what type of value and how much memory that variable will get. So it is an integer means it should store only the whole numbers. Whole numbers means like this. 10, 12, 20, 30 like that, which does not have a decimal value. Clear? So 10, 20 like that, whole numbers only you can store in this variable. Okay, and how much memory we are giving to that variable? 2 bytes of memory we are giving. 2 bytes of memory means how much? 16 bits of memory we are giving. Only that is about integer. Integer variable means the variable is holding only the whole numbers, which does not contain any decimal places. That is the first point. If it is an integer, minimum 2 bytes we are giving. Okay, 2 bytes of memory we are giving. 2 bytes of memory means 16 bits. Okay, and the next here one more thing is, whenever you want to use a variable in the C programming, you should declare a data type of a variable. What is the use of that? It defines what type of value you are storing in a variable. Here what type of value we are storing? Whole numbers. How much memory we are giving? 2 bytes of memory we are giving. Okay, so here if you have declared any variable as an integer, so how much value, the maximum value you can store? You leave about unsigned and signed. The maximum value is 32,767. Still number you can store. Okay, so how to declare? Declaration is very, very important. Whenever you want to use any value in a variable, that value will be stored in a variable. So while declaring, it is a condition that you should give the data type. First you write like this: declaration. So how to declare a variable with the data type? Data type, variable name. So after this, here I am giving int is the data type, because here we are discussing about integer. So I am giving int, variable name is a. Now, if you have given a name of the variable, then you will get a space in the memory. But if you want to store that value, if you want to store value in that variable, that is called as a initialization. Initialization, like this, a equals to 10. Then in this block, a value is stored as 10. Okay, so this is about declaring a variable and initialization of a variable. Clear? So using a integer, declaration and initialization already I have explained. So when you are using this data type in the program, how to declare an integer variable and how to initialize in integer variable and how to print integer variable, here also you see hash include stdio.h. This part already I have explained. Next, void main. Next, here int a equals to 10. Here, see, if you want this initialization and declaration separately, that also I will explain. This is called as a declaration. Here we are declaring a variable and which is a type of integer. So when you declare a variable which is a type of integer, you will get a block. And what is the name of that block? A. Now, till now there is no value in that block. You have a memory, but there is no value. Next I am initializing a equals to 10. So this is called as an initialization. Initialization of what type of value? Integer. I am declaring a as an integer means in this variable we are storing only integer value. Now what is the value in this? 10. So till here only the storing is over. But when you are printing a value on the terminal also, you have to inform the compiler what type of value you want to print. That is called as a specifier. Here in the fourth column I have given specifier. Okay, here D is nothing but for integer. Printf. This is the output statement which is used to print output value. Here, what type of output you are printing? %d. You are writing %d in a double quotes. What it means? You are going to print an integer variable. Understood? So when you are declaring an integer variable, you will use a data type. Int data type. It is a keyword which is what it means. If you are giving an int keyword means in this variable you are storing only integer value. Clear? And when you are printing that integer value on the output screen, you need to give the format specifier. If it is an integer, then we'll give the %d as a format specifier. It's very important. If it is an integer variable, then you should declare that variable with the keyword int. Okay, and when you're printing integer variable, then you have to give the %d. What it means? It is a specifier. Next, A. This is your program. This is called as a specifier. In the output statement, we should use this. And here, if you have a one %d, one format specifier, one variable should be there. Clear? So this is a simple program to initialize integer variable and to print integer variable on the terminal. Only 2 points you need to consider here. If you want to store integer value, then we use the int keyword a. Okay. Next is called the initialization. With this, value storing is over. But when you want to print, then you should inform the compiler what type of variable you are printing on the screen. That is by using a format specifier. If you are printing one variable, what it means, there should be one format specifier. Number of variables, number of format specifier should be same. If you are printing two variables here, your two format specifiers should be there. And the data type of the variable, data type means this format specifier should be same. Understood? When you are declaring, when you are printing or when you are storing any integer value inside the system, then we'll use an int keyword. And this is a variable. What is a variable actually? Variable is a storage unit where we store the value in the programming. So in the programming, if you want to store any value, then we'll use a variable. So when you are using a variable, in C programming, it is a condition that you should, each and every variable should have a data type. Okay, here int is a data type. Okay, so integer keyword. Integer means in this variable what you are storing, only integer value you are storing. This is for storing. And when you are printing, in C programming it is a condition that you should give the format specifier. Okay, with the format specifier only compiler will understand what type of value the user is printing on the terminal. Clear? So for integer the format specifier is %d. Okay, one is an int keyword, one is an int keyword, this is an integer data type, and the second one is a format specifier. Both should have for variable. Okay, if there is a variable, it should have a data type, it should have a format specifier. Clear? Now, in data int also I have given 4 types of ints. One is a signed and unsigned, that already I have explained. Long I have not explained. Okay. See, in the table I have given %d, %u also I have given. 2 format specifier I have given. This %d for integers, and the integers range from minus 32,768 to plus 32,767. Example, if you want to store like an integer value, and which is the example 90,000. So this int is not suitable because for int range is only up to 32,767 only you can store. But above that range, if you want to store, then we'll go for the long int. Okay, for long int %u I have given. Clear? So for long int also same syntax we follow. Data type variable for a declaration, and data type variable equals to value initialization. For any data type, these two are common. When you will give the name of the variable, you will get a block. When you will initialize that variable, you can store value in that. That is called as a initialization, and only giving the name of the variable is called as a declaration, and storing value in that is called as a initialization. For every variable, these 2 steps are common in C programming. If you want to combine these 2 also, you can combine. When I'll explain variables, at that time again I will explain this concept. Okay, so here the question is long int. See, again main function I will explain. Void main, from this point your program execution will start. Before this, we'll add preprocessor command. From this, you will get instruction for your program execution. Next, here long int a equals to 40,000. This is a value in the same line I am declaring and initializing. Int long int a equals to 40,000. It is valid. Why? Because here I am not giving only int, I am giving long int. Because int range is up to 32,000 only. Above 32,000, if you want to store, then we go to the long int. Okay, long int a equals to 40,000. Now, if you want to print, as already said, in order to store the value, you need to give the data type. But in order to print the value, you need a format specifier. So for this, what format specifier I have given? %u, comma. What is the name of the variable? A. Printf format specifier, name of the variable. Number of format specifiers, number of variables should be same. Clear? So u for which data type will use this u? For the long int. What it means? You are printing long, means which the range of that variable is above the 32,000. Okay, that is why I have given a long int. So whenever you are printing whenever you are storing a long integer inside a variable, that can be printed by using a %u. Okay, so this is about integer. Again, I will explain the key points of integer because it's very important. In coming semesters also, C programmings are based on this. According to C programming rules, if you are printing, if you want to store a value, then what we'll use? We'll use a variable. Okay, this is the first one. So whenever you are using inside the variable, then that variable should have a data type. Okay, so data type variable. It's a syntax for declaring a variable. So when you are declaring a variable, you will get a block like this. Variable name you will get. whatever variable name you have given, for that block variable name is assigned. Okay, understood? So when a memory block is, whenever you have declared a variable, a memory block will be assigned to that variable so that you can store value in that variable. Over. Next, after that, if you want to initialize, again, already you have declared, no need to declare again, directly you can use this variable name equals to whatever value you want to store. So that value will be stored in this block. Okay, this is a general scenario when you are storing a value into a program. So if you are storing integer value, then how to store that integer value is the question. So whenever you are declaring, example, I want to store 100 and I want to store 40,000 in my program. Okay, this is a small value, this is a big value. Clear? So it is less than 32,000. So here you can use an integer. If it is above 32,000, here we'll use a long int. In the beginning only I have given one table. Range also I have given. Okay, so it is an integer. Here you can see #include is a preprocessor command. Void main. So here how many? See, if you have two values, then you have to declare two variables. Here I am taking two. One is the integer type int a equals to 100 is a small value. Next one is a big value, that range is above 32,000. So the range of that variable is above 32,000. So I am using a long int. Long int equals to 40,000. Over. So it depends on the value, depends on the range you are storing. So now the question is printing. Printing will use a printf statement. Printf. For this, format specifier %d. Clear? %d means you are printing an integer value. Okay? %d. Next you are printing, okay, %d, comma, what is the name of the variable? A. Next you are printing, what is the next variable? Long int. Long int format specifier is %u, comma. What is the name of the variable? Here, b. Actually it is missed. Long int is a data type and there is a variable b. Over. Now close this. So here only the thing you need to think is a small value. If the variable value is less than 32 or equals to 32,000, you can go to the integer. If it is above 32,000, then you can go to the long int. So if you are printing your integer value, then the format specifier is a %d, comma, name of the variable. If you are printing a long int, then long int, variable name, format specifier is a u. Okay. So here integer, then we'll use an int keyword. If it is a long int, then we'll use a long int keyword. Remember, all the keywords, whatever keywords you'll get from a C programming, are all in a lowercase letters only. Don't use uppercase letters. Okay? Only this is about integer data type. Next you have a float character that will continue in the next class.